Okay, find a Sukhasana, easy seat, or any seated position that feels good and comfortable to your body. And then just give yourself a second to settle in. Let your eyes close down. Take a couple of nice, gentle, settling breaths. And as you start to settle in to your mat, just take a second to tune into your physical body. So maybe start by just feeling your seat connected to the ground. Check in, make sure everything feels good and comfortable down there. Wiggle around anything that needs a little adjusting. And then can you anchor into your sits bones and sit up just a little bit taller? And then think about pulling your ribs back just slightly so you feel a tiny engagement in the solar plexus and a little bit of a broadening of the shoulders. And then see if you can just let your shoulders soften away from your ears. Cool. And then can you just tune in, notice your arms and your hands. Notice your chest and your shoulders. And then start to tune into your breath, just watching your breath come in and watching your breath go out. And if you can, focus on bringing the air in through the nose and exhaling through your nose. So sometimes just paying attention to the breath helps slow the breath down. But if you can, draw in a nice deep inhale. And then see if you can slow your exhale down. Just drag it out just a little bit longer than you would normally exhale. And then take another big inhale and just really fill up with air. And then as you exhale here, slow it down, and can you soften your shoulders as well? One more nice big inhale here. A nice slow, slow exhale. Awesome. And before we move or engage the body, just pause for a moment. Set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and just treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then with that intention set, we'll gently move the head and the neck. So as you inhale, lift your chin up to the sky. And as you exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest. Inhale to lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down, stay here. See if you can draw your shoulder blades down or just rearrange them so they feel really good and comfortable. And you start to feel a little length in the back of your neck. And then we're going to start to draw little figure eights with the nose. So just start to gently rock your head side to side. Just notice the muscles in the back of your neck. Notice the muscles in your shoulder blades. And notice here, as you started to work in the back of your neck, did you pull any gripping into your fingers or gripping into your toes? Can you soften your hands, soften your feet, soften your jaw? Take one or two more little figure eights here. And then relax your head. Lift your chin back up to a neutral position. And we're going to drop left ear over to left shoulder. Take a nice big breath. Lift your head up to center and then drop your right ear over to right shoulder. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then bring your head back to a neutral position. Right hand's going to reach over towards the left knee. We're going to keep it a gentle twist. So rather than going really deep into it, think about just barely finding a twist. So the hand just reaches across. And then from this position, think about a cat and cow. So inhale and a little lift of the heart. So it's not going to be as big of a range of motion. And then as you exhale, pull the ribs back and get a little rounding in the upper back body. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Nice. And then inhale to neutral, unwind, take it over to the other side. So nice, light and gentle twist. So we barely hold on to that knee, finding a slight rotation, then move into that cat and cow. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more breath. Awesome. And then inhale to neutral, unwind, come back to center, and then take it into a cat and cow here. Inhale, lift your chest and notice that freedom of range of motion here. Exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, look toward your belly button. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Beautiful. Find a nice neutral spine, and we're going to twist again, rotate to the left. And then go a little bit deeper this time. So finding a little anchor against your knee, think about inhaling and getting nice and tall, and let your exhale just draw you a little bit deeper, a little further into your twist if that feels good. Take one more breath. And then unwind, release, and take it over to the other side. Catch your knee, find that leverage, and then get nice and tall on your inhale, and then deepen on your exhale. Nice, take one more breath. When you're ready, unwind. We're going to swim both hands behind the back. So with nice tall fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift your chest, lift your chin, and find a gentle back bend here. So just a nice opening through the chest, opening through the collarbones, lifting the chin up just high enough that you feel a gentle stretch in the neck and the throat, but soft enough that you can still swallow. Take one more breath. And then release. And then we're going to find our way into a tabletop position. So flip yourself on over. Come onto all fours. Take a second to find your way there. And then once you found your way here, curl both sets of toes under, and we're going to start that rock forward and back. Just to wake up the toes, wake up the bottoms of the feet, hinging from the hips, moving gently in the shoulders, and then just start to notice, how are your wrists feeling? How are your toes and your feet feeling? Beautiful. Take one more forward and back. And then we're going to release the toes, come right into puppy pose. Keep your hips fairly in line with the knees. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and forehead melt down, and then notice if it feels good. Maybe you walk your hands just a little bit wider, make some space for your shoulder blades, and then soften everything down. Take 3 big breaths here. On your next inhale, start to find your way back up into a tabletop position. Take one good cat and cow here just to soothe that spine. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail. Exhale, nice big rounding of the back, gaze towards your belly button. Inhale to a nice neutral spine, curl both sets of toes under. We're going to take it up into a bent knee down dog position. So think about keeping your knees super bent, press back into your heels, make some room for your shoulders. So if you like, widen your arms, stance just a little bit so your shoulders have plenty of room to sink in, heart melts towards the thighs. And then once you feel like that's in a nice position, maybe start to pedal out the legs, bending one knee and then pressing into the opposite heel. Take one more pedal of each leg and then come back to that double bent knee position. So knees are super bent, heart is melting towards the thighs, heads drop down between the arms. Take a big inhale. Slow exhale. Cool, then pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into tabletop position, and then thread the needle. We're gonna take the right hand, reach it up nice and high, thread it through and underneath. So right ear, right shoulder are gonna come down to the ground. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, nice and slow, start to unwind. And then we're gonna take it to the other side. Left hand's gonna reach up nice and high. Thread that arm through and underneath, left ear, left shoulder to the ground. Any variations that you like with that right hand, totally up to you, but take 3 nice deep breaths. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and slow, come back up into that tabletop position, curl both sets of toes under, lift up into a down dog position. And then from here, we're gonna pivot our heels. So think about picking your heels up away from the floor, pivot both heels over to the right corner of your mat. So now you might find a little bit of a side stretch in the left side of your body. Head drops down, take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then lift those heels up and pivot them over to the other side. So the heels rotate towards the left corner of your mat. And now you might feel sensation in the right side of your body. Take a nice big breath. Nice. Pick up the heels, rotate back to center, look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat and find a nice little ragdoll fold here. So feet about hip width distance apart, maybe shoulder width distance. Make some space for your belly, make some space for your chest, and then let everything hang nice and heavy here. Arms are heavy, head is heavy. Take one more breath here. And then on your next inhale, think about anchoring into your feet. Come to a half forward fold. So lift and lengthen the spine. And then exhale, bend your knees and soften back down. Inhale, come to that half forward fold. Hands glide to the shins, bring some length into your spine. Beautiful. Exhale, bend your knees and soften down. One more time, just like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften down. Bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, round and roll up to standing. Nice and slow and controlled. Gently roll yourself up. And then when you come up, take a second to give everything a little shimmy shake. Rock out your shoulders, wiggle everything around, fix your costume, and then find your way to the top of your mat into a mountain pose. So feet about hip or shoulder width distance apart. We're gonna lift the toes, spread your toes as wide as you can. Feel your feet nice and anchored into the ground. And then if you can, keep the 4 little toes lifted, but press your big toe down into the earth. And then lift the big toe back up. Can you keep your big toe lifted and press your 4 little toes down into the earth? A little harder, and it sometimes helps to make your hands do it too, so they can tell your brain what's up. All right, lift all your toes up, spread them nice and wide. Feel your feet nice and firmly anchored. Lift from the soles of the feet. So think Pada Bandha. We lift up energetically through the soles of the feet, up through the crown of your head, and then soften your toes down. Beautiful. Soften your shoulders down away from your ears. Close your eyes and just for a moment here, notice your breath. Big inhale. Exhale through your nose. Open your eyes. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your waist, fold all the way down. Inhale to a half forward fold, hands glide to the shins. Keep all that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. We're going to press those prayer hands together. Elbows are going to stay nice and wide. We're going to take a couple of petals of the feet. So as we press between the palms, lift one heel up, then the other. We meet at the top, and then one foot floats down. Nice. Take one more petal of each foot. And then set both heels down on the ground and let your hands drop down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold everything down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up, grab that beach ball above your head. Exhale, we're gonna sink into a little chair. Bring the weight into your heels just a little bit. Lift your toes so that we feel like we're not cramping into the toes, and then sink just a little bit deeper, and then engage your solar plexus. So think about pulling your ribs in towards each other, hip bones in towards each other. Take one more breath. On your next inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest a little bit. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold everything down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, press the palms together, elbows wide. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Peel your right heel up. Firm up your center. Pick the knee up with one breath. Lower it down with control. Shift your weight over to the right foot. Peel the left heel up. Press the palms together. Firm up your center. Lift the left knee up. And release it back down. Hands come down at your sides. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale, soften everything down. Step both feet back to down dog. Pick up the heels, lower the knees, come into a tabletop position. We're going to step the right foot forward into a lunge. So get yourself all sorts of arranged, and then see if you can come up into that high kneel. Nice. And now we're going to square up our lunge. So we're going to think about pulling that right hip crease back. Once you've got all that worked out, reach your arms up and overhead. And now find some engagement. We want to think about driving that front heel towards the back knee and the back knee towards the front heel. So we feel our legs get nice and fired up, super strong, lifting up through the fingertips, look up towards the sky. Take a big inhale, lift through the fingertips, and then as you exhale, pull the elbows down, cactus the arms, pull the elbows way down, make a nice big W with those arms. And then inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Nice. On this next inhale, we're going to reach up, and then exhale, rotate to the right. So find a little twist. Left hand might come to the right knee, right hand to the hip. Leverage into that twist, but keep your legs nice and strong, nice and stable. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Unwind. We're going to keep the right hand on the hip. Left hand is going to extend up along the ear and take a little side bend over to the right. Awesome. And then lift it all back up. Hands are going to come down to the ground. We're going to rearrange our lunge. So step that front foot back and then step the left foot forward. Get yourself all set up. Nice. And then once you come up into that high kneel position, raise your arms up. Think about pulling that left hip back. Anchor into your feet. So that front heel draws towards the back knee. That back knee energetically draws towards the front heel. So both legs feel strong and stable. Look up towards the sky. Take a big breath. On your next inhale, a little extra lift through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, cactus the arms, pull the elbows down nice and wide. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Nice. On this next inhale, we're going to reach up. And then as we exhale, we'll twist to the left. So maybe you find your knee, maybe you find your hip. Awesome. When you're ready, unwind, keeping maybe the left hand on the hip, right hand is going to extend up and take a little side bend, lean over to the left. Beautiful, nice and easy release, hands to the ground. Step that front foot back into tabletop position, curl both sets of toes under, exhale up to downward facing dog. We're going to pivot our heels in this down dog again. So think about picking up the heels, pivot them over to the right corner of your mat, press the heels down, heart melts towards the thighs, take a big inhale. And then pick up the heels, pivot them over to the other side of your mat, press the heels down, heart melts towards the thighs, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Pivot those heels back to center, bend your knees a lot, look forward, walk, step or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, Hands down at your sides, and then swim your hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers here. Draw the knuckles towards the heels, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Think about just drawing the arms away from the back side of your body to your comfort level, and then lift your chin up towards the sky. Beautiful, nice and easy. Release your hands down at your sides. Give everything a little soft wiggle. And then when you're ready, anchor into your feet. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold everything down. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step the right leg back. We're gonna come into a warrior two position. So we drop the back heel down, turn the toes out, and let that right hand carry you up. And then rearrange your legs as needed. So we wanna make sure everything feels good, solid, and grounded. Both legs are working, and maybe the ribs are in line with the hips. And then once you got your legs situated, arms extend out, look past your left hand and take a nice big breath. Nice. From here, we're going to take it into a side angle. So we're going to take that left elbow, bend it, bring it down to the knee, and extend your right arm up alongside your ear. Nice. And then we're going to take 3 big swings of that top arm. So we're going to circle it around and down, up and overhead, circle it around and down, up and overhead. One more time in that direction. And then think about your ribs as you're circling around. Did your ribs sink towards your thigh, or can you keep your side body engaged, moving out of the shoulder, but we're not slumping onto that knee? Nice. And this next big swing around, we're going to let it pull us up into a peaceful warrior. Drop the back hand, reach the front hand up. Beautiful. Spin all those hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel, find a lunge. Nice. And then plant your palms, find your way back to a plank. Cool. And then we're going to lower with control. So bring your knees down, eyes of the elbows, rotate forward, hug the elbows in towards the ribs as you lower onto your belly. Beautiful. Once you found your way down, take a second, shake out your tush, make sure your shoulders feel good, and then into some low cobras here. Inhale, gently lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time, just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Beautiful. Either push your way up to plank or up to a tabletop shape, and then find your way up to down dog. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left leg back. We're going to find that warrior two to the other side. So drop the heel down, turn the toes out, let the left hand carry you up. And then just take a second to make sure your legs feel good, knees feel good, ribs in line with the hips, arms extend out to shoulder height. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to take that right elbow down to the knee, but we want to keep those ribs lifting up away from the thigh. So we're staying strong in the side body. Left arm extends up. Beautiful. And then we're going to take 3 big circles of that shoulder. So swing it down and around, swing it down and around, swing it down and around, and then go in the other direction. Circle it down and lift up, down and lift up, down and lift up, and let that lift carry you up into peaceful warrior. Drop the back hand, reach the front hand up. Beautiful. And then we're going to spin those hands around, pivot on your back heel, come into a lunge. Awesome. Plant the palms, step back to a plank. Nice. And now bring your knees down, rotate the eyes of your elbows towards the top of your mat, firm up your center, hug your elbows into your ribs as you lower with control onto your belly. Beautiful. Take a second to shake out your tush. Make sure your shoulders feel good. We're going to stretch the quads, and then we'll get into our drunken serpent. So bend your right knee, hug the heel in toward your butt. If you can, reach your hand back, catch hold of that foot, draw it in for a little squeeze, and then just check if that right shoulder rotated back and you've got a little bit of skew in your spine. Can you shoot your heart forward, look forward, hug the heel in, take a nice big breath. Nice. And now we're going to gently let that foot go. So don't let it ricochet, but slow and controlled, release it down. And then take it to the other side. Bend the left knee, reach back, see if you can catch hold of that foot, and then rotate heart forward, look forward, hug the heel in. Awesome. And then let that foot go with control. Slowly lower it down to the ground. Nice. Now we're going to take our hands off the outer edges of our mat. Find your nice tall cupcake fingers or piano fingers. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Take it over to the right. So inhale, right shoulder lifts up and we look over the right shoulder. Exhale to lower down. Take it to the left. Inhale, lift and look over that left shoulder. Exhale, lower down. Come back to center. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale to lower down. Slide your hands in. We're going to push our way back to extended child's pose. So big toes together, knees out nice and wide. Pull your butt back to your heels. Belly, chest, and forehead melt down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. When you're ready, on your next inhale, float your way up, curl your toes under, lift up into a down dog position, look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Beautiful. From here, we're going to roll down into our little ball of yarn. So fingertips to the floor, bend your knees a lot, lift your heels, roll down into that little ball, tuck chin into chest, take 1 nice big breath. Notice the space between your shoulder blades here. Awesome. And then we're going to come down onto our backside. So gently lower your bum down and then roll down with control all the way onto your back. And then once you found your way there, just take a second. Settle your shoulders in, settle your tailbone in, make sure that your clothes feel good and comfortable in a good position. And then into a quick little figure 4 here. So take your right leg across the left, press the knee open, pause, take a breath. Beautiful. And then if it feels good, we're going to slip the hands through that little triangle, lifting the left leg up, maybe grabbing the back of the thigh or the top of the shin. Bring it in for a little gentle squeeze. Soften your shoulders down. Make a little space for your belly. Take a big breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. And now we're going to release our grab, but keep that figure 4 shape for a second. And then just wobble your figure 4 a little bit side to side. Nice. And then gently release left foot down, step your right foot off, and we'll set our figure 4 up to the other side. So left leg steps across the right. Press the knee open, pause there and take a breath. Beautiful. Now from here, if it feels right, you're going to lift that right leg up, reach through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, make some space for your belly and your chest, soften your shoulders down, and then come back to your breath. Nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. Beautiful. And then release your grab from the back of your thigh or your shin, keeping that figure 4 shape. Wobble your figure 4 just a little bit, a little gentle rock side to side if that feels good. Nice. One more little wobble, and then we're going to release. Step your feet to the outer edges of your mat or just into a nice wide position and take a couple of windshield wipers with the knees, rocking gently side to side. Beautiful. Take one more little rock side to side. And then my suggestion for our practice today will be to finish in a constructive rest with the knees collapsing in towards each other and arms in a cactus or goalpost position. But if it doesn't feel beneficial to you, you might like a just regular traditional shape of walking the legs long, or perhaps you need a little bit more in the hips. So a reclined cobbler's pose is the way to go for you. But if it feels right, knees collapse in, arms in cactus. Take a second to let your shoulder blades settle in. Find a little bit of length in the back of the neck. So the chin tucks slightly, almost as if you're trying to make a tiny double chin. And then let everything soften and settle in. If it feels right, allow your eyes to close down. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. For a moment, if you can, tune into the back side of your heart center. So think about where your heart center is, and then can you draw a line straight back down to the floor and notice where your back side of your heart center is connected to the ground beneath you. And then can you take a nice deep breath into that space? Awesome. And then if it feels good, start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. If you opted for that constructive rest position, maybe walk your legs nice and long and think about taking a good morning stretch here like a yawn. Stretch long from fingers to toes. Bring a nice bit of length into your body. Notice your side body, your feet, your sides of your legs, the backs of your legs. Take one more nice big breath here. Nice. And then in your own way, in your own time, start to find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Beautiful. And then once you found your way up, just give a second. Make sure everything feels like it's in a good situation so that you feel comfortable. We're going to take some light fingers. So 3 fingers, 2 fingers, 1 finger, that'll be totally up to you. But we're going to locate our little bony hip protrusions. And then once you found them, we're just going to take 3 gentle taps to those bones. And then we're going to move on up. So think low belly. Underneath the belly button, find that low belly area. And we want to be light and gentle, but take those fingers and give 3 good taps right to that space. And then we're going to move on up. So think about solar plexus above the belly button, but below the ribs. Find that center and then give 3 good taps. Nice. And then we're going to move up to the heart center. So think sternum, or that space, between your chest. And then those light fingers, give 3 good taps. Great. Now we're going to move up to the throat. So we're going to be super gentle and super mindful here with really light fingers. Give 3 good taps. Awesome. And then we're going to find our third eye center, that space right between the eyebrows. Both hands, one hand, totally up to you, but give 3 good taps. Beautiful. And then we're moving on up to that top of our head. So find that nice crowny center of your head. And then I got to dig under my bun, but if you can find it, give 3 nice good taps there. And then just let your hands relax down at your sides. Soften your shoulders down, eyes closed. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. If your palms are facing down, flip them open so that they're catching just a little bit of air in your palms. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then on your next inhale, gather your hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra and bow your head to your heart. breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. Breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everybody you see. Gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday.